Bobi ndị ọma ekele m unu anyị si ndị mmiri ndụ azụ mmiri atara azụ anwụrụ egbe ya bere ugo bere kesi bi ebe na akwụkwọ ya okirikiri ka a na-agba ukwu ụzọ dị ya gbawa dịka ezi mgbe abụọ abaghị ma gba otu mgbe ya tere ụkọchị ọkọ na ọkọ nwe ọsọ ala adịkwara ihe ofuli isi adịghị ụlọ akụwa ndị iche onye gwara ha na adịghị ele eme ya today we are going to discuss another important discussion, another important topic, partially a continuation of the termite here. Partially a continuation of the termite here. Because by the time you understand what that is, you will understand how the spirits, one by one, that we call today exists. So today we are going to talk about spiritualism, mesmerism. Spiritualism, mesmerism. Spiritualism, mesmerism. Spiritualism, mesmerism. All right. In the lecture of the termite hill, how the first man was the first mortal clay that harbored the spirit of the father as a man is being prepared by the ants. The ants. And that globe for which they built with the help of the water, the fire, the air, and the earth is what binds blood into existence, into togetherness, is called the heart of man. And that is why they said the termite hill is the heart of the earth. So if you want to know what happened if man dies, they ask the ant. The ant, the termite, is the one who eats the man, who covers, who do the second work of covering the bone of man with the same mud that man was made from. That is the last work the termite do in the body of mankind after his demise. You see, the termite work have not ended in our life. If you look carefully into our eyes, you will observe that there are some little look-alike termites of the black hill in our eyes. Sometimes we believe it's a worm, but they are still doing. They continue their work. Their work have not ended in the life, as far as life of man is concerned. They contribute to the strength of some visual arteries and some other arteries in our body. If you take examination of the body proper, you'll find out that there are still worms, living worms, even when the cells of a dead man is said to have ceased to function. There are still elements of his body that are still alive. So those ones do not require the apex of the spirit to live. No. The spirit is not what helped our arteries to move around. No. The spirit is not what keep our bone functional. No. The spirit is just dwelling in that body as a shield, as a cover. The mud was made to cover the spirit. And after the time that the father have instructed the ant to complete the structure, that structure was buried in water for 7,000 years. It took the father another 7,000 years to now complete the research, the science, the geometry over activating that mortar clay, which has been designed, which has been made according to his instruction, with every element of mud, every element of rock, finest of it all, the white rocks, where our bones were extracted from, and then the coppers, where our inner finest bone, what was used to prepare the inner finest bone, where the marrows run, is copper. And now these ants were able to pick it 1, 1, 2, 2 and fix it complete as designed by the father, as instructed by AMADIOHA, the only among all other kings that can instruct animals after creation. When that work was completed, it was allowed to live in the water for 7,000 years. That is the third seven. That is the third seven. So, and now that blood, that covenant, that ritual, that order, that decree is what formed the first seal. It's what created the first mystery. Now, it means to circulate gradually, to connect with everything, every element of the earth for 7,000 years. It's still circulating. After it has circulated, then the father now deemed it fit to make that image work. To make that image work. It was like where a mummy is lying down. So the father did not just come and say, let there be, and it was like that without no work. No, the work has been done, perfected, and was said to be okay. It's just like where a bed is being built. When I call a bed, I mean an airplane or a ship or a car. Anything that is being built was decreed to be built at a time, and the design of what to be built was brought at a time, and the structure was completed at a time, and then the day the structure is let out is the day it was said it's been built. That doesn't mean that the father get up that day and commanded the earth, let there be man, and man came up. No, 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 no. That is where the Bible misled us. A lot of work was done. So because of that, we now believe that we can call money from heaven and a fall we take. Those are the principles of spiritual mesmerisms. Spiritual mesmerisms. In those kind of invocation or grace is in times of food, in terms of hunger, and it must not be to the delusion of man. So it was not to the delusion of man. If you observe when the children of Israel received manna from heaven, it was not their wish, it was an offer. Now, when we begin to wish that manna should fall from heaven, then it is becoming spiritual mesmerism. I want you to understand the separation. And now, there was a secret I'm about to reveal in the Termite Hill lecture, but the father said, no, it's not meant for public consumption. So that is why you see the video cut off on the way. And he said, I should write it and keep for future generation. I will write it down. And I was made to understand that that was how our fathers discovered the secret of immortality. And that was what caused the invasion of the Black Kingdom. That was what caused the invasion of Imo Kingdom. That was what brought Imo Kingdom down, because they were looking for that. They were looking for that research information that the secret of immortality has been found among the Black kingdoms. That was exactly what brought the interest of the Western world into Africa in search of that secret of immortality, because they want to live forever. And upon that, all kingdom was ransacked. In trying to access that secret, they destroyed the secret. You see, because it was not meant for the human, for public use. It was meant only for the kings. Only for the kings, where when a king ascends a throne, that ritual will be performed. That is what it means by long live the king. That is where that eze garden to Rome baby, eze brikweo, eze chekao. This is where the seal comes from. But before we get to that point, I will be taking you gradually so that you understand how Omenala and Ordinary Igbo comes to exist. So that one, that ceremony, that ritual, that seal prepared by the Father from the beginning that aided him to accomplish this whole creation is what we call Ordinana. Then we who observe those ceremonies, we who observe those Ordinana, is we that is doing Omenana. So by the time we are observing, we are doing Omenana. By the time we are creating, we are doing Ordinana, because it is that which was, that will be, that will ever be, and that is what we are using. There is no importation of thought from anywhere. That is why Omenani Igbo is said to be the proportionate sacrifice of the ancient dwellers that tapped directly from the Father, who revealed to them how all this whole thing on earth was accomplished. And then when our fathers perform such seals or such rituals, they can plant a seed now and the seed will grow, just as the Father practiced it. So today, it is only in our Igbo culture that you can find such a thing. And today it has been manipulated all over the world anyway, but that knowledge is lost. I stumbled into that knowledge. I discovered that the origin of it is from Igbo and not any other nation in the world, where we can do a ceremony, perform a ritual, and a plant that does not exist, because we desire that plant to come forth, it will come forth from the land. How the Father accomplished creating everything that is being created. The secret lies with us. So it is the first seal is where Agwishi emanated. So that which brings together the water, the fire, the air, and the earth in one union is the blood, and that power of the blood is Agwishi. That is why Agwishi is the sacrificial representative of the decree of the Father from the beginning of before even the formation of the earth, before even the creation of man. That decree has been made, that science has been applied, that ritual has been performed, and mankind, in as much as you live, is obliged or bound to it. And without that, you cannot find salvation. Our fathers discovered it, and that is why they activated it as a responsibility unto every descendant of our lineage to observe the process of going home. Excuse me. So, that ritual in the Termite hymn is what brings about the Archangelus, and the Civilum. The Archangelus and the Civilum. So the work of the Archangel is the work of our Agwishi. He controls it. It's in centricity of it. So one way or the other, you have been, or you are, or you will, or you are part of, I don't know how to put it for you to understand where I'm coming from, But I want you to know that in as much as you live as a man, in as much as you live as a woman, this cosmic relationship of Agwishi is in you. And then our duty is to discern your cosmic responsibility in this Agwishi principle. Today, our people believe that Agwishi is when you are being given a wood, carved wood, and you pour blood on it every day. That is Agwishi. No, that is spiritual mesmerism. That is spiritual mesmerism. Now, Agwishi is not a carved wood given unto you. Agwishi is not a spirit that you imported. Agwishi is not that is a kind of deity. No, Agwishi is a cosmic principle. Agwishi is a cosmic principle of the first seal of creation. The cosmic principle of the first seal. That is Agwishi. The cosmic principle of the first seal is what we call Agwishi. And the spirit in totality which performed that work of that cosmic principle is led by Ochi or Chi. Do you understand it? Ochi is the Hebrew language, or they say Och or Ochi, but here in Igbo it is called Chi. So Chi is not the father in Igbo language. Chi is Agwishi, is what we call Chi. In the first seal of the Hebrew language is called Och, but the real tongue is Ochi. O-C-H-I. Now, in the Hebrew tongue, they remove the I and call it Och. In the Igbo tongue, they remove the O and call it Chi. This is the separation. Chi is not Chineke. Chi is different. And they will call Chiwa. That Chiwa is that Agwishi. It is on every man. It walks through this water. It walks through the fire. It walks through the air. It walks through the earth. It walks through everything that lives and moves therein. And by the most holy names, Agios, Tehirius, Alpha and Omega, anything that begins, when you talk about water is Agla, Arama and what have you. I'm trying to quote or to look from the written scripts to connect you to Agwishi. So going to kill, they give you one small thing prepared by man, that is spiritual mesmerism, and you keep it and you come, you pour blood on it, you say it's Agwishi. There's nothing like that, oh. There's nothing like that, oh. And now, the blood of sacrifice we perform is not because we gave it to any spirit. There is no spirit that is eating this blood or sucking this blood. So believing that the blood of chicken or the blood of goat or the blood of ram or whatsoever blood of sacrifice you perform, that you gave it unto a spirit. No, 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 no. That is spiritual mesmerism. The reason of the blood is a cosmic remembrance, a cosmic fulfillment, is a cosmic principle in practice. You are not giving it unto any spirit. AMADIOHA doesn't suck blood. Ezewanya doesn't suck blood. The blood of the meat you give is not for them. It is the fulfillment of the written principle of the order of things. It's not for any spirit. So when it is demanded, it is a ceremonial rite that you must perform. Does it mean that the blood is going to the spirit? No, 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 no. That is spiritual mesmerism. So believing that the wood that was carved as like a human being and they poured the blood on it, that is that the wood is now the spirit taking the right. No, that is spiritual mesmerism. So this mesmerisms of our spiritualism is what we have to identify in our culture and separate them. And then we can be able to stand pure and be able to implement that seal of immortality which the Father has revealed unto the Igbo man. We are the source of the seal. He has never revealed it unto any tribe all over the world. So they try to find that thing and then they go into magic and other spiritual mesmerism. Magic is a spiritual mesmerism. So let us begin to separate the traditional ritual rites and that of mesmerisms that does not count or does not anchor anywhere in the cosmic relationship of the Father. That is what I'm here to preach. That is what we have to understand in Omenala and Ordinary. Because if you don't know the source and the reason for whatsoever thing you are doing, my brother, my sister, you don't know what you are doing. That is the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. If you don't know the source of what you are doing, you don't know how of what you are doing, you cannot tell anything of what you are doing, other because you see that others is doing it and you want to do. My sister, my brother, you don't know what you are doing. That is the truth. So it is better for you to understand the reason why you are doing what you are doing and why you are doing it. Then you can be able to know where it's leading you to. That is when you now have the proper faith and the proper belief and the proper focus of the reason for what you are doing and what you should expect. Spiritual mesmerisms. These are the limitations that our rivals have placed upon us, making us unable to perform our God-given talent on earth. We can't do nothing. We can exert no pressure because the line we are pursuing is not the line of our existence. Every people, God has given them, or the Father or AMADIOHA has given them their own work, their own responsibility all over the earth. So I cannot be imitating to be like a white man when I have a duty to play as a black man. This is where the problem lies. So now, those spiritual mesmerisms is what we have to separate. Now, a pastor will come upon the pulpit and tell you that every Sunday is to worship God. Where is it written that you should go and worship God every Sunday? These are the spiritual mesmerisms. Apostle Paul, came on the first day of the week. The scripture did not say that they had been doing like that. It didn't say that it has been always the first day of the week. No. But that day was the day Paul came and he gathered his apostles for them to break bread. And they break bread and he said he moved. And the scripture did not say they continued it that way. But today, these are the spiritual mesmerisms. We are being limited. We are being made to believe that there is one thing that God has said we should be doing, whereby he has said nothing. There is no new thing to be said. The Father is not a Confucianist. AMADIOHA is not confused. From the beginning, the principles have been set aside. From the beginning, the laws have been set aside. From the beginning, the rituals have been set aside. From the beginning, the decree has been passed. So there is no changing. They cannot come now and tell you this generation a different thing will be done. No. As it were from the beginning, so it is till now. Nothing has changed. Spiritual mesmerisms. We are meant to believe there is Old Testament, there is New Testament. No, it is spiritual mesmerism. There is nothing like old and new. The world has been, and the world is, and the world will continue to be. There is no old, there is no new. The world is the world. There is no old, there is no new. Rather, there have been generations and centuries of oppression and living. But there is no old, there is no new. What is being called old today is being modified. It's not new. There is nothing that is on earth today that have not been there since the world go. It's just a modification. So there is no old, there is no new. If somebody come and tell you that this is the new and everlasting covenant I bring to you, just like the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints claims that they are the new and everlasting gospel. Now, let me ask you, so the old gospel should be cut off? That is the question. And I try to inquire from the Father, there's nothing like new. The covenant has been given. The covenant has been laid. And it said throughout your generation. It did not tell Abraham that this covenant at the time I will change it. He said, this is the covenant throughout your generation. There's no time he said, at the 10th generation it will stop. I'll bring a new covenant. You see, these are the spiritual mesmerisms. Now, let us now look into the blood rituals. Why the blood rituals? Agwishi, there comes the agwishi. The ceremonial of agwishi is the blood ritual. So, so Christ himself, your own Christ, was fulfilling the ceremonial ritual of binding the earth together, so that the earth will have its own paradistical glory and live. So people that live here will not be dying again. That is the work he came to do. But the church told us it's only for we, the human being, to rise from the dead and never to die again. No! That is spiritual mesmerism. The point is this. That blood that dropped upon that rock is gradually moving to circulate the whole earth. To bring in earth, that blood is to sanctify earth to an immortal state where men here can be generated and raised without death in immortality. So that blood is circulating gradually, and it will take 7,770 years. That is the sign of the 777. Until that blood have reached round the earth gradually. That later, as a drop upon that rock, is still moving. It has not died. It has not sucked the earth. The termite is creating holes for the blood to run round the earth. That is the work of the termite round there. I want you to know the relationship between you and the termite on the ground. They are still creating the holes round the earth, that the blood of Christ, as small as it is still running. It's still running all over the earth until it has gone round and covered the earth. Then that energy will burst, that will bring earth into an immortal state. So it's a calculation, it's mathematics, it is geometry. The Father have done his plus and minus and have set it as a goal, and it's running. That is what makes AMADIOHA whom he is, the greatest of all, the most strongest, the most powerful, the most wise, the most intelligent, the most ever exalted being is AMADIOHA. Go and find out. Tell me the one that says he is the one. Go into their churches and call AMADIOHA. Their pastor will lose control. Go into their temples and call AMADIOHA. The walls of the temple will start shaking. Go into the water and call AMADIOHA. They will lose control. Talk, say Dr. Charles Chukwuemeka Amanze told you that. Go and call your Jesus Christ there. Nobody will answer you. You hear me? So make you know, say, the name Nahu, AMADIOHA, there is no other name. There is no other name given under heaven. There is no other name given under the earth. There is no other name given here on earth. There is no other name given in the waters. There is no other name in the mountain, upon the rocks, above anywhere, that salvation can come to every living soul except to the name AMADIOHA. Unless you find out that you cannot have salvation. The secret is AMADIOHA. Then your salvation will come. Your pastor cannot tell you. The person that is standing on the pulpit professing Jesus Christ every day cannot tell you one single new thing about Jesus Christ that he is calling. So today, I have told you the work of the blood, not to wash our sin away. The blood of the cross is not to wash the sin of man away. No, it is to purify the earth and cleanse it for its paradisical glory. And not here. But you must Chineke. Tell me new thing that the Bible never said about the pin you call his work. So the Son of God that was crucified on the cross, the purpose is fulfilling. The Father fulfilled his own ritual of Agu to bind the earth forever, never to have the spirit of death exist here. This is the secret. Can your pastor tell you that? Can your bishop or your pope, that criminal at Vatican, can he tell you that? So what does he know about the Father and his creation? They are criminals, gospel criminals. Gospel criminals. They are gospel criminals. So in the first mystery, a table was prepared. The first table, the second table, the third table, and the fourth table were prepared. That is Eke, Orie, Affor, Nkwo. In that first mystery. So the Eke, Orie, Affor, Nkwo is the first, second, third, and fourth table prepared. There are other tables, but the four basics tables that were prepared from these four elements is what aided the existence of the cosmic principle called Aguishi. So please, if you are an Igbo man there, outside there, and you take one stick or the other, or one wood or the other, or one plate or the other, and one rock or the other, and say that rock or that wood is the Aguishi, foul. You failed. It is a lie. It is a cosmic relationship of attainment, of power, of security, of wisdom, of strength that requires a ceremonial cosmic settlement for you to have your peace.